5 of them now. I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and this is my review of the 5th installment in the Final Destination franchise, Final Destination 5. If you don't know, which I'm shocked, what plot does lie in the Final Destination films is a group of people, well, one person has a premonition of a group of people surviving a disaster, whether like the previous, plane crash, roller coasters, race car incidents. Final Destination 5, suspension bridge, premonition, and he saves those people from their deaths, and now death has come to collect them, and they start dying one by one in the order that they would have died in the accident if they had died. That's it, basically. But Final Destination does decide to put a little bit of a twist on it and does give us a little bit more story to it. Now saying that if you kill some random human being, you will gain whatever life they have left. Personally, my personal opinion on Final Destination films, well, I love the first one. I think it's a classic of its kind, you know, as a teen slasher, pre-days of torture porn, just gruesome. It's a classic of its kind. I love it. I watch it all the time. Think it's an awesome movie. Second one is a great sequel, great follow-up. That one's about a car crash, car pileup. Awesome movie, great deaths, a lot of deaths in that one, I think. Third one is the roller coaster one. I actually think this one is better than number 2. It's a mixed one. People think it's either decent or they think it's one of the best ones out of the series. I actually think it's one of the best ones out of the series. I loved it. It actually has my favorite kill out of all of them. And yeah, I love it. The fourth one, I try not to believe existed. It was way too cartoonish, just way too goofy. The 3D effects were pretty cool and fun, but it's just too goofy for my taste. But Final Destination 5 is directed by Stephen Quayle, who actually worked with James Cameron on films like Avatar, and I think Aliens in the Deep and stuff like that. So yeah, surprisingly, I freaking love this film. I mean, Final Destination 5 is a return to form for the franchise. Do they need to stop making these films? Absolutely. But you know what? This film rocks. It is everything the first one was. And matter of fact, this film may even just be better than the first Final Destination. I mean, the thrills are there. I mean, I can handle blood and guts pretty well, but there are moments where I actually literally ducked and covered and kind of hide, and I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, oh my god, why am I here? But when you were thinking that at that very moment, you know you're in a horror film, you know the horror movie's doing what it needs to do, and ain't that a horror film? So I give props for Final Destination 5 doing that. I will admit, they do try to attempt to add some humor to the film, and it falls flat. Actually, it has a little bit of a twist ending to the ending, and even though I did predict it early on in the film, I still thought it was really effective, and I'm not gonna lie, pretty darn freaking awesome, by the way. You know what? I am so shocked by this film. I thought this film was gonna be decent at best, and then I'm sitting in here, and the first 5 minutes alone, I'm like, okay, this film is 10 times better than number 4. Final Destination 5 has one thing that is superb and amazing, and it's the first 5 minutes alone, you'll get your money's worth. That is the 3D effects. People are spending their money on bad 3D movies these days, like Captain America and stuff like that, and they're not seeing films like Final Destination 5. You want firm belief that 3D is good, you go see some Final Destination 5. The 3D in this movie is amazing. The first 5 minutes is just unbelievable. The whole room is filled with 3D effects. I'm going to give the film a 4 out of 5. It's a great time. Check it out. blew me out of the water on how gory, how fun, how fast this film is. You know, if you're a Final Destination film, you're gonna love this film. If you're a horror fan, you're gonna love this film. You know, just you know what you expect, what you're getting. You're just getting deaths of teens, and this film is a blast. I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you've just been slashed.